How are we doing, guys? Blimey, if you can trust one team to have a cup shock all weekend, there's one team that's going to have a cup shock. It's going to be Leeds United, isn't it? Wow.
I was hoping Tottenham were going to fall to Marine, and that would take the shine off us a bit. But Tottenham showed us how it's supposed to be done, Oscar.
We were the same thing when they nearly scored that first goal. We were like, "Come on!" Smashed them.
Please take
20
it off.
minutes. The 20 minutes, wasn't it? Marine held on for.
Exactly.
Floodgates opened. Then it is just us, isn't it? You know, it is just us who's the only team. Oh, West Brom, but West Brom are awful. So we expect West Brom to get beat by Blackpool these days. So, it's not just the fact it's like a defeat. Cup shocks happen all the time. Lose 3-0. 3-0. And to get battered as well. Like I've only really properly saw the second half. But that second half performance is by far the worst under Bielsa. And I tell you what, the thing that really annoys me is that I have absolutely no issue going in on some of these players because, let's be honest, the majority of that team has done absolutely nothing for Leeds United. You know, we can talk about it's all the players that didn't play today. Most, don't get me wrong, Coops, Harrison, etc., etc. Obviously, they played a big part getting us promoted. But there's at least 8 or 9 players on that pitch who I looked at and thought, okay, at least they got a bit of credit in the bank. And I thought, wait, hang on a second. No, they haven't. They've done nothing for Leeds United. They're absolutely no part of our history at all. To be honest, some of them are an absolute disgrace. Some of them are an absolute disgrace. And
Oscar's going in. Oscar's going in early. He's going in early.
I mean, they're in a particularly bad mood anyway, but look at the body language of Casilla and Costa today. Absolutely shocking. You know, Costa is blasting a shot and he's trying to appeal for a handball, but there's just nothing. There's no fight there. There's nothing there. There's no personality from some of them players today. You know,
I got a phone call after the game as well, and someone told me, listen, I'm not professing to be ITK or anything, but someone phoned me and said that Kiko had asked to leave and he wants to go back to Spain and don't want to play for us again. And that was apparently Friday.
Well, the feeling's mutual, to be fair.
Yeah, I know, I get that, but why has he played him if that is the case? That's what makes me think, I'm not sure I quite buy it. Surely Bielsa would have said, well, you're not playing then, mate. But unless he has no faith in Capriel, I'm not sure, because I think all of us would have rather seen Capriel, to be fair, than that man Kiko Casilla.
I'd rather seen Bielsa.
I think the thing that's worrying me is like they're sort of our like first team B side, like they're our backup plan, and yet they can't even beat Crawley. Like
the gap in quality is huge, though, isn't it, Tash? I mean, you looked at Costa. I mean, to be fair, what really annoyed me as well was Poveda came off before Costa. I did not get that. I'm not saying
I thought he did play that bad, like first half. I thought he played really well.
That lovely little nutmeg. But I'm thinking to myself, what's going on there? Why is Costa still on the pitch? You know, it wasn't just the fact we made so many subs. It just felt like the wrong subs.
You can definitely see why Wolves got rid of Costa when they got the Premier League.
Yeah,
it's true.
His attitude is absolute. Ever since Raphinha's walked through that door, his head has just dropped, and he just doesn't care anymore. That's all I see from Costa. You know, every single game he's played since Raphinha turned up, it's just been laughable. It's laughable to be honest. His performance levels at this moment in time.
And I think, go on, Tash.
I think they don't bring you much like confidence. Like we were saying, Poveda's meant to be one of the that comes on normally to be a game changer, and I just don't think I think he's a bit hit and miss at the minute. I think he's got it in him, but he's just not showing it. He's not showing his full potential, and
there's not a lot of end product there. We've got quite a few wingers that flatter to deceive. Come on, do a bit of tricks here and there. Look decent on the but when the push comes to the shove, they're found wanting. But I think a lot of blame today has to go to the man in the dugout, Bielsa. The substitutions were absolutely criminal. My only thinking is maybe he's knew that he's going to make them substitutions. Obviously, with Brighton coming up and the fact he gave Cooper, Struijk, Rodrigo 45 minutes. But for me, if I'm Bielsa and I realise that the game's still 0-0, And to be fair, the first half was pretty even. It shouldn't have been even, but it was. One shot each, I think, on target at that point. I wouldn't have changed it. And then he brought on, obviously, Jenkins, Casey, and Harrison.
Put on a load of youngsters, and
it went to shit. It went to shit. It literally went to shit.
Can I just say,
Bielsa to do that? In that, it didn't respect Crawley at all. I felt today. You know the way he set the team.
Yeah.
He has like 3 left.
Can I just say something really quick? Someone's put this, like, I'm not on about today's performance. I'm on about Poveda's like hit and miss when he comes on during league games. Yeah. You don't know what performance you're going to get out of him. He's not always 100% confidence. And like I said, first half, I thought he played well. So, yeah. Just back and pop up there. So
you're right to address it. You're right to address it.
Yeah.
Poveda's above Costa, though, can't you? There's a bit, at least with Poveda, you can see a bit of personality. You know, that lovely bit of skill he tried. But Costa was playing against, I believe, a centre back who was playing left back today. Take him on. I mean, I don't want to just turn on Costa and Casilla, but I do really. But it was those two who were the for me the 2 players who really got.
I think there's a real reality check for us and the rest of Leeds United fans, because, and I mean this with the best intention, but we've had people saying Mellier's not good enough and Kiko needs to come back in. There's your answer. We've had people saying that we need to see more youth. We need to see Geldart and Greenwood on the bench. Today showed me there's quite a big gap between that under-23 side and that Premier League side. They were playing League 2 opposition, and I know, look, Greenwood only didn't get enough. I'm not saying he's done, but all the point I'm trying to make is I see it all the time. Where's Geldart? Where's Greenwood? Where's Geldart? Where's Greenwood? Where's this person? This person? There's a big difference. And it showed today, because in that second half, Jack Jenkins, he's well thought of, going to be a top talent. He looked like a rabbit in the headlights. Ollie Casey, I'm questioning whether he'll ever break through, personally. And I know that might seem drastic, but he looked off it. He looked way off the pace. And I agree with Jinder. I think here that the youth's not quite ready yet. And we do see it. And I think it's a bit of a... And this as well, Gavin James, Davis, didn't look great. Casey, Davis and Casey looked a little bit out of their depth. And I think there is something in that. And we need to realise that maybe the depth isn't quite there at Leeds United. And the youth, there is such a big difference. Because let's not forget this under-23 side are top of Premier League 2 in their group. But today, again, and against Hull, Oscar, it was the same against Hull, bro.
Yeah, I was going to say that, yeah. I think the thing is with the youth, it's like they're trying too hard to push them into it, because one, like you say, we've not got the money to have the depth, but 2, I think we have this stigma about how good we are with the youth team and that we brought them in, and I think we're so desperate to get another shit hot youth player like you know, Calvin, or like selling Jack Clark for 10 million, even though he couldn't play in a Tottenham side of 5-0 up, then he finally gets put on. But, you know, I think we're just trying too hard with the youth, trying to find out who's... I think maybe that explains the subs today. He's trying to see if there was a youth player who can make that impact. And then maybe it was all just a trial for this game. But then that's just no respect to the FA Cup, really.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, I agree. Like, I've seen a lot of people say, oh, you can see he's trying players in different positions, but as a Leeds United fan, I want to go through.
Yeah,
I want to go through.
Especially when you know that we're probably, you know, I don't think we're going to get relegated, but like, you know that we've got a good chance of staying up. So why not fight for these cup games?
Yeah, exactly. I'm with you on that.
We're not going to be like,
we're not going to break the top 7, are we, or top 8?
Exactly. So why not go for these type of games?
Yeah, I agree completely, and it's frustrating. And it had to be Leeds, didn't it? And I think what made it even worse is they even brought on fucking Mark Wright with like 10 minutes to go, which was just pissed it.
Let's just bring up reality TV stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
They were all laughing, weren't they?
Yeah. Absolute piss it. But let's go through it, Oscar. Let's start the ratings. I think we should start back to front today.
No, we don't. Well, we don't. We start with Kiko Casilla first.
Okay.
Oh, but don't forget, guys, he made a fantastic save at 0-0. And he's there smiling with whoever he saved the shot off at half time. Oh, look at me, I made that save. I made a great save. I actually did my job for once, for the first time in over a year. I did my job today. I mean, it was a very good save, to be fair. Okay, then he decides to throw the ball in the net twice and then palm the ball straight out to their player for the third goal. I mean, I can't give Kiko Casilla a rating today. His attitude was... I mean, he kicked the ball out of play after a minute. First touch of the ball, he kicks the ball straight out of play. Yeah. I cannot believe what I'm watching.
Just to play devil's advocate, okay? I know this won't go down well, but he did make 2 saves from set pieces early doors, and he did make the header, which you spoke about. But I'm not trying to defend the man. I'm just saying, just for devil's advocate, I think he was absolutely woeful. And if it could have been 4. I don't know if you've seen when Waters came off the bench and took it round him. He was left wanting. Casey, who initially made an error, tried to get back in, and Waters overplayed it. But I thought it was going to be 4, and it could have easily been 4. He was not great again today. The second. I don't know what you think. I don't think he can do much about the first. I don't know. I think it's a good goal.
Yeah, I think he did really well. Yeah,
fair do. It could be a weekend. That's fair enough. But
no, the second goal's what
the second shocking. The second is absolutely shocking. I couldn't believe it when it went in.
It does bounce in front of him.
He still should save it. I don't think it's going at a decent enough pace. And like you say, when your luck's not in, he makes a save from the corner and he just palms it straight to Tony Cliff, I think it was, who smashed it into the roof of the net and made it 3. And it could have been 4. What we giving him?
What Calvin Phillips must say to him in the dressing room, a Leeds lad, when he looks at someone like that who's caused nothing but trouble for the club for the last year, nothing but trouble. He hasn't apologised once for it. Whatever I've got my views on it. Everyone's got their views on it, but the fact, the embarrassment he's brought to the football club in that lot, and the fact his attitude's been terrible, his form's been terrible. I just wonder what people like Calvin Phillips, Liam Cooper, Leeds through and through must think of him in the dressing room. Whether they speak to him or whether there's, I really do question that, to be honest.
Have you seen the image of when the third goes in and Kiko's like this on the floor and Calvin's like staring at him? I don't know if you've seen the image. If looks could kill, basically. It looks like. I'm gonna have a look. I'll have a look for it now. You have a chat and give your ratings, and I'm gonna get it.
So I'm gonna go probably either a 1 or a 2.
Generous, if you ask me.
Are we going zeros? Have we done a 0 before?
I'll go 1 just for that save. Which was a very, very. If we just won that game and he hadn't have thrown the ball in the back of the net, I'd probably be praising Kiko. That's how mad it is. But his mentality is just shockingly bad. After he made that mistake, for me, that mistake on the first goal, he completely fell to pieces. So I'll go 1.
Yeah. Look, I don't know if we've ever given anyone a 0. I think the general consensus is people would like to see us give him a 0. If I'm being totally honest.
Happily, I'd give him a -1 if we could.
Yeah. I'll show you that image now. This is the image I'm speaking about.
Just swing that elbow, Calvin. Just swing that elbow.
It is quite poignant, though, isn't it? He's like, as if to say, well, yeah, not asked. And Calvin's like looking as if to say, what the fuck is going on?
How much is Kiko on as well?
Yeah, he's on like 40 grand a week, isn't he?
Yeah, it's pathetic.
Yeah. Look, 1. He wasn't great. He made a couple of saves, I guess, in the first half, but. Yeah, it wasn't great, was it?
Well, Twitter is saying 1. 74% gone down for the 1. Let's move on then.
We'll give him 1 for turning up.
Yeah.
Turning up. He managed to put his gloves on, so we'll give him a 1 for that.
Put the gloves on the right way around.
But let's go on to Calvin then. Obviously, Calvin. He seemed to be playing in the back 3 at first.
He was playing on the right of the back 3, yeah.
Rate him when he's not in his natural position, but...
I thought he was okay in the first half. Personally, he was all right. Almost made an error.
Yeah, I was going to say that. Like, he could have gave the goal away.
Yeah, when it was 0-0, he tried to play pass to Cooper and got it totally wrong, and they were in, to be fair. But yeah, I understand why Bielsa played him there. I think he's done well there. He did well against Burnley there. He wanted to put Pascal in the DM. Obviously, Pascal's probably going to play there against Brighton. That's probably what's going to happen because obviously Calvin's out. So, yeah, I mean, again, you can't really... I do think, and I said this at half time, I wish we'd have moved KP back into the DM and not made much changes, really. I'd have taken Alioski off and put Leaf on the left because Alioski was doing my head in a little bit and then brought Casey in at centre-back. But, again, Casey was shite when he came on, to be fair. But I do think Calvin higher up the pitch, we may have got more control in that first half. But like someone said, I think it was Calvin that made the error that led to the corner that then caused the save from Kiko. I mean, Tash were touching on it there. So giving the ball away, silly tackles. No one shrouded themselves in glory, really. So, yeah, I mean, what's Twitter saying? What's Twitter saying, Oscar?
Well, the only thing I'd say about what the issue with sort of Bielsa in terms of Phillips was, he had him playing where Ayling plays for us, in terms of on the right of the back three. And you've got to be able to defend the wide areas. And look, I love Calvin, but he's not suited that for me. I think he needs to play right in the middle of it, right in the middle where he can get on the ball, spread the play. The two centre backs either side of him can move away from him. He was just playing the position that just doesn't suit him, and that's maybe me being a bit generous on Calvin, but that's my own criticism of that. I can see why he played in that back three, but I mean, Twitter. To be fair, I agree with it. It's gone a 4 out of 10.
Yeah, I'd say 4.
Yeah. I'm happy to do that. I don't really want to get batter Calvin too much. Like you say, he's played out of position. Jack Space says, I'm Bielsa's biggest fan. I think we all are, mate, but he says that performance deserves an apology. We failed to find any space. Very disappointing from the youngsters. Does Bielsa have to apologise for the youngsters putting out on the pitch? Maybe not. I do think the substitutions were wayward, but yeah, big shout out. I get it, Jack. Everyone's frustrated. But again, Philip Anderson, I just want to pick this up, says, I wish Geldart was in the squad. Do we really think Joe Geldart would have made that much of a difference? I think it was quite glaring for me, the difference between under-23s football and real men's football. And I personally, I'd rather see us bringing some more additions to flesh out the rest of the squad for the time being anyway. Because, I see it a lot. Get the kids in, do this. And it showed for me that maybe the step-up's a little bit too much. We've seen it now against Hull. We've seen it against Crawley. And the lads that came in just weren't good enough.
But you can't just play them all at the same time in men's football. You've got to have some senior pros around them. I mean, the Casey and Davis, look, Casey, I've got my doubts on Casey. I'm not going to doubt that at all. I've not seen a good performance from Casey in the senior team yet. But you need an experienced head around them. Like, why did Coops come off? Have Casey and Coops and just have that experienced head next to him. And that's what I didn't like, And you saw it from the Hull game as well. He had Bogus and Gotts in the same midfield.
It was,
You've got to have the senior heads around them just to help them through it and play them all. They get bullied, and that's what you saw today. I forget his name now. The centre forward who was playing up top with Nichols, big lad.
And him who got man of the match, he scored a goal as well. Good player, man. He had so much pace as well.
Casey, didn't he? That's the thing. Just the height, the physicality, and Casey cope with it, and that was just. How Bielsa didn't spot that, I just don't know.
Yeah, there's a few people mentioning Tyler Roberts in the chat as well. I'm led to believe he might be on his way to Bournemouth, to be fair, on loan or Derby. I think that's the reason Tyler's not involved, is that he could be going out on loan. And if I'm being honest, I don't think he'd have made any sort of difference either, because every time I've seen Tyler, what's he done? It's easy within hindsight to say, we should have had Tyler. We should have had Joe Geldart. Well, we got Sam Greenwood and we got Rodrigo, Spades number 9 up top. Didn't do it. So why would Tyler? I'm sorry. I'm just saying. I think there's a real realization for me today. For me personally, how I look at it and think, right, the fringe players just ain't up to it. There's a big difference. There's a big difference. That's my opinion, anyway.
It was been the pace for a while, though, wasn't it?
Yeah. Hull was so bad. Today was worse. And I looked at the lineup and I was excited by it. But today was worse. It was worse. And people, like, even Pablo, people have been calling for Pablo. He was shite today.
I actually thought he was okay first half.
I thought first half okay. Second half,
he was woeful.
First half okay. He picked it up in spaces, tried to get decent balls. He tried to play Shackleton in a few times. I thought Shackleton was all right personally. But in the second half, what happens is, and we've seen it a few times now, I said it on the stream, when we can see goals and go behind and look like the game's gone, we can't seem to, it's like a mentality goes off and we can't pass the ball 5 yards.
Yeah.
You know, it's frustrating. Who's next?
So next up we have, I'm just checking the poll, so we're agreeing on the 4 out of 10 for KP. Coops then is next up. I actually thought Coops in the first half was fine.
GC in goal. GC in goal for the Mighty Whites.
That's the thing now. I mean, they're going to make it, as you were saying the other day, mate, they're going to make another new Towie episode out of that, aren't they? I mean, oh man. Honestly, to be fair, I'd rather Kiko Casilla went on Towie and we had Mark Wright, to be honest. I'd rather have Mark Wright than Kiko Casilla at this moment in time. But yeah, Coops. I thought Coops. He made that crucial block. Well, what we thought was a crucial block on that Phillips mistake, where I thought he did okay, Coops. And I can't understand.
I mean, you can't really. It's hard to rate Cooper in that because that first half, it was pretty stop-start. Both teams were really feeling each other out. It was a bit boring game to watch, but no one had really done anything of note. Obviously, Kiko made the save for us. Poveda had the chance, but it didn't really get going. It all got going in that second half. And maybe if Cooper's there, we have a better chance. I'm not sure. It's hard to really rate him.
Because Cooper went off that we suddenly went so bad.
Yeah, true. And the only reason, like people have said, he shouldn't have been subbed off, I totally agree. Obviously now we probably think it's because of Brighton and maybe the subs were pre-planned, as Baron Cross, I think, said on Twitter. But if that's the case and you're 0-0 at half-time, change your decision. Don't make the subs. It don't make sense. If you're 2-0 up, they're perfect substitutions to make.
Yeah.
Give them game time. Not when it's 0-0 and in the balance. Didn't make sense.
If we don't beat Brighton now, it's going to look. He's going to look even worse. Make those subs. You know, it's going to. And I don't want. The worry for me is as well, just slightly separate to the ratings for a second. Is I know a lot of those players that are involved today won't be involved probably for the rest of the season now. But surely in 4 parts on Monday morning, there's got to be a general feeling there thinking we've just got beat 3-0 to a League 2 team. We're not just like beating, we've got absolutely battered in the second half.
Why are you laughing at my shorts, Costa?
they were interesting choice, mate.
No, the Marvel, man. I love Marvel.
I just didn't expect it.
What?
The hat was pretty out there. You still just
I got swag, man. I'm telling you, I've got swag.
Was you worried about that psychologically?
What did you say, Oscar?
You were worried psychologically though, about that, like losing 3. It's almost like that Sutton game, you know, in terms of it affected our league form after that. And I don't know, I'm a bit worried, to be honest. I'm not normally worried, but I'm worried. Not as worried about your shorts, though.
No, John Shaw says Joe's pants 5, man of the match. Listen, I've just been for a run. Had a bath, and now I'm chilling out.
I thought they were like pyjama shorts.
That's what they are. They're not like, that's what they are, man. I'm kicking back. Look, I've got my sliders on and everything. Yeah. There you go. Right, yeah. It could have a detrimental effect, but I think for me, Oscar, there's not a lot of the first team out there.
Yeah, but even just like I know that, but it's just like I don't know the whole atmosphere will be a bit flipping neck. You know what? If any of us get injured, I don't fancy who's coming in much. You know what I mean? Though it must be like I think if you're Ilan Melier looking at that now and thinking, "Blimey, this team's in trouble if I get injured." I need to honestly, we need to just have Ilan Melier in bubble wrap between games. Just honestly, we cannot risk anything to happen to Ilan Melier and Mateus Click for that matter. To be honest, because I don't see anyone who's fit to take his place in the team who can do what he does in the team. It's so that's a worry in that sense. You know, I think those two especially you really see this Leeds team without them, and that's a bit of a concern. But look, I do agree with you, mate. I'm not worried about anything too major, but I think the next couple of weeks, I think, could be a little bit tough. Getting over it and just getting back to that levels we were at. Because it's.
But we've seen this against Hull. We came back. We won the next game. We'll do the same against Brighton. I'm confident that the Leeds United side that it puts out against Brighton will have enough to beat them, and we'll all forget about this.
Hopefully.
Because it always backfires.
It backfires. It backfires. It is what it is.
What are we saying for Coops then? I'm thinking.
I'm going to say,
yeah. I agree. Yeah, I agree.
Better than Phillips, so yeah, more than 4, 5 or 6.
It's just slightly off topic, but is Click like a booking away from a suspension?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, much like Oscar,
better, doesn't it?
Yeah, but this is the thing, Oscar, as well. Every time Click has an off game or not 100%, people say he's knackered, give him a rest. Let's bring in Pablo. Let's bring in this. Let's bring in Geldart. Let's get Greenwood in. You can see now why Bielsa doesn't do that.
Yeah,
because they're not ready, man.
Yeah,
they're not ready.
I think this is a wake up call.
Yeah.
I think 100%. We appreciate our first team a bit more.
Yeah, and Bamford, exactly. It makes you appreciate him more. Click, so much more appreciative. And I think we need, ideally, to go out and get someone to be able to shoulder the burden with Click, because the lads that are on the bench or are coming through ain't ready for that step up yet.
So Click's 31 in June as well.
He's
not saying he's old, but he's not a young man either. He's not going to be around forever. The age will soon catch up where he's a sort of Pablo's age, and he won't be able to do what he does at the minute.
Let's go out. Look, we nearly had Cuisance through the door. There was an issue with his. To be fair, it looks like we've dodged the bullocks. I don't think he's done well at Marseille, but we need to. We were obviously going to get that done. It wasn't through lack of not having enough funds. I listened to a podcast actually the other day. It was more time. Leeds didn't have the time to go after and get another midfielder to come in. Obviously, the Raphinha deal happened, which meant they had even less time. So the fact that we had Cuisance in, we had a midfielder in, they couldn't get another one done, not through funds, but through time. So maybe in January, we may be surprised and we may see another player come in. And like Black Death here says as well, Dallas and Ayling, how important they are. How important they are. Definitely.
Yeah.
So let's move on. Let's move on to Let's move on to Leif Davis then. I mean, the only defence I can have at Leif Davis was first half. He just didn't look happy in the position he was in. But second half, he went back to left back and awful. To be honest, I can't. I think Leif Davis himself will admit he's an honest lad. He'll openly say it was not a good game for Leif Davis at all today. I think the first 5 minutes, he didn't look quite right. He didn't look quite settled in the game. He was making a couple of rash passes, but just an awful game for Leif Davis today, to be honest. What do you guys think? Tash, what are you saying on Leif Davis?
I'd say 2.
I think for me, what you've, like someone, Gavin James has hit the nail on there, too many wayward passes. For the second goal, it was actually Leif Davis that played the ball into Harrison. Harrison shone for it. The ball's been played in and it's nowhere close, and then it gets nicked out anyway. They go up, and that the guy Nidiher scores, the man of the match, scores because he does Casey for pace, and that was due to Leif Davis's poor ball into Jack Harrison. Initially, there was a lot of wayward passes, and again, say what you want about Alioski, and I think he was absolutely garbage today. Personally, probably worse than Leif. Just my opinion. Didn't rate him at all, but at least we get some performances out of him. I'm really hoping against Brighton that Ailey's back at right back and Dallas is back on at left back, because it's starting to get to me a little bit, that left back position, because obviously Leif's not ready either, and we've been saying it, Leif. He's not ready. He's not ready though. It's true though, Oscar, man. You've got to think he's clearly not ready.
I don't disagree. I was disappointed that second half.
Yeah.
It was just didn't look right. It didn't look right in the game at all. But I don't know. You could say that about every player, though. Every single player just doesn't look ready at the minute, and they're not. Look, think today it was just a combination of things. I don't think they were as bad. I don't think any of them were as bad as what they showed today, other than Casilla.
No.
Woeful. But I don't think they're genuinely that bad players. I mean, we've seen Harrison, we've seen this season, he's produced brilliant moments, but again, he looked like an academy player when he came on today. And Raphinha, I mean, he put one shot over the stand, another shot almost hit one of the cameras and that lot. He was
trying to grab the game by the scruff of the neck, Raphinha. He was trying to make something happen.
There's personality with Raphinha, which showed that when he's trying to force the guy off the pitch quickly, that little bit of bite, that little bit of aggression. That's what I love about a Leeds player, and I think he does feel like a proper Leeds player. But I think Leeds Davis, I'm going to have to go 3.
Yeah. What's Twitter said?
Twitter is saying Twitter's been a little bit more generous. Twitter's gone for a 4 out of 10.
Okay.
That's the thing. Twitter's gone 4 out of 10. I'm not Rico Emery. I've not seen enough of Rico Emery.
I don't think Bournemouth will get shot anyway. They're too close to promotion. They want a decent thing. They want a decent thing.
They take double figures, I reckon.
Probably.
Get him in January.
White Peacock's just said, Joe, you cannot put all these kids in and expect miracles. No, but beating Crawley in League 2 is not a miracle.
Yeah, but the men, this is the thing. I know technically we've got far better quality, but
Tottenham had a 16-year-old score from today, didn't they?
It's Marine though. I mean, some of my mates played for Marine back in the day. To be fair, it's just I know what you mean, but I don't know. But even Tottenham didn't have them all in at once, did they? I don't think they had that. They had Mora. Who's the striker there at the top? Vinicius and that. They did have some senior pros around them, and they just saw the game out. But I'm so annoyed with Bielsa today, and I'm surprised I'm annoyed at Bielsa, but I'm so annoyed with how he managed that second half,
Yeah. Considering we didn't show like a great first half, I don't understand them subs at all.
No, definitely not. Really frustrating. Yeah. So who's next? Who's next up for the chopping block?
Right. Next up is Jamie Shackleton.
So I thought Jamie Shackleton was all right.
Yeah, I thought he was. Apart from on the first goal, he got completely spun.
Got beat,
I don't know what he was trying to do. He just got completely spun. But I thought he created our best chance. In terms of that one for Costa, which Costa just completely. I know he was stretching, but
I don't think he was awful. Someone say he was awful. I don't think he was. There was a few times where he was always trying to get into the box. That's just my opinion. Maybe I've got blinkers on because I thought he was all right, but. I'm a big fan of Jamie.
He's that type of player. He's always running. He's always trying to box. He's telling Pablo, like, look, put it here. And do you know what I mean? I think he always plays with passion.
Yeah. He's the most direct player for me. In terms of someone who would drive at the Crawley back four a bit and try and move him around a bit. But I would still say he was poor. I still thought he had a poor game. But what I would say is, compared to everyone else, I thought he was okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I thought he was.
And I think that's what you're going to say, guys, as well. A 5? Is that generous?
Yeah, I would say. Yeah, I think a lot of people are saying 4. What's Twitter saying? What's the poll saying?
Again, I don't want to have too much of a pop at Jamie Shack. Well, to be fair, Twitter 44% have gone for the 4 out of 10, but I don't know if he was bad.
He was all right.
Bad.
I thought it was all right. I'm happy with a 5 for Jamie Shack.
Yeah. What do we go, Calvin? 4.
Yeah.
I think it was a level above.
And then
I think
he said 6, so between them two.
He was kind of in between. 5, guys, do you reckon?
Yeah, 5. Some people are not happy, but 5.
We'll move on to the man who was taken off at half-time, Pablo Struijk. I don't know. It started all right. First 10, 15 minutes, I thought it was okay. But then he started to give pass after pass after pass away. He's got no right foot. He is technically gifted, but it's all left foot at this moment in time. I don't know what he uses that right foot for, to be honest.
He wasn't great either, I don't think, in the first half, if I'm being totally honest. A few people mentioned it on the stream. I said, we need to keep an eye on him because we're going to look to him for Brighton. We've only really seen him once there against Villa, and he was brought off after a couple of minutes because he made a rash challenge, didn't he? So it's going to be a tough game for him against Brighton. Maybe Diego Llorente could come in there. I'm not sure. I'll have to wait and see. But yeah, 4-5, 4-4 for me.
Yeah, I'd probably go about the same. I just thought second half, well, in fact, he didn't even play second half. I'm about to criticise him for something he didn't play. That annoys, to be honest. But yeah, he just got so sloppy, didn't he? And just giving the ball away all under no pressure. Crawley didn't even try and press us, did they? They were happy to sit in and just try and break on us. But their best creator in that first half was Struijk. He kept giving the ball away, just launching on the counter attack. And yeah, I'd go a 4 as well. Tash, what are you saying on Struijk?
Yeah, 4.
Well, let's have a look at Twitter. Yeah, we're in agreement on this all round, guys. Twitter's gone 43% have gone 4s out of 10. Right. One player who was just absolutely shocking from minute 1 to minute 90, Johnny Alioski. How many times in that first half did he overhit that pass into Poveda? How many? Just a simple 10-yard pass.
And that's what I'm saying.
The stand.
It was fucking. Honestly, it was infuriating. There was even a time in the first half, Oscar, where he got involved in handbags.
I saw a bit. I didn't see all of that, but I saw a bit of that.
With 2 players, and then the ref coming over going, calm down, and then the ball went in the centre circle, and I seen him running from left back, and I thought, he's not calmed down. He's not calmed down. Do you know what I mean? You know when you get challenged and you're like, right, I'm going to get this ball back, and he was, and I was disappointed by him again. He's so polarising because I get it. Like, a lot of people love him for his antics and stuff, and he gives us performances like he did against West Brom, like he did against Newcastle, and then we get this.
I think when others are playing really bad, he plays really bad. When we're in a good side, he plays well.
Yeah.
All the worst things about Johnny Alioski, all his worst attributes you saw today. Losing his head.
Yeah.
Wayward passing at times. Positional sense wasn't on it at all, positionally. And it's just all the worst things. I like Johnny Alioski, to be fair. I think he's a useful player for what we need this season. Just this season. I think long term, is he going to be what we need going forward? I'm not sure. I mean, I'm surprised not seeing our man Luis Vivar here, to be fair.
He was there on the stream, bro. He was there on the stream, Oscar, was Luis Vivar. Don't worry about that. I've seen him coming in a few times. But he is this. Molly's hit the nail on the head. He's a squad player, right?
Yeah, he's not a starter, is he?
No, and it's frustrating because... sorry, I've just seen a question that didn't make sense. I was just reading it. I was like, what the fuck does that mean? Spot on, Tash. He's defo team players. You like to say when you play good, he's good. When we are bad, he's bad. Yeah. He's... See, John Shaw says he's the new Leeds scapegoat. I don't agree with that, man. I get a lot of people have...
Yeah. I think we do praise him when he does well.
That's what I'm saying. It's just... I think for me, what's frustrating...
I think he's played okay. Yeah, West Brom, he was probably his best game in the Leeds shirt. I thought West Brom, to be fair. And then
so many times, though, like you said, Oscar, there's a ball on and he overhits it. Or he can't make a 5-yard pass. Or he's not on the same level as communication with Pablo and he's moved that way and Pablo's passed him the ball and it's gone out of play. And you're watching it and you're like, oh my God, man. Like, that's when it's really frustrating when professional footballers can't pass the ball 5 yards. You know, they're paid to do this, bro. There you go.
Simple thing. It's not like he was under pressure, getting pressed eye, and I don't know if I agree with that. I know.
So what? No, but it's not. We know. Yeah, I get it. I get what you're saying. But you can't tell me Alioski's on the same level as Rodrigo Moreno.
Yeah, that's what I was referring. Yeah, I don't think it's
you watch Leeds play week in, week out, regardless of what you think of Rodrigo, his goal return, his price tag, whether or not he's a flop or not, because I've seen people say this. You cannot tell me Rodrigo and Alioski are on the same level, because they're not. When Rodrigo picks up that ball, he can do a quick shimmy and he's away. He's on a totally different level to the majority. Yes, he's not been outstanding, But everyone said, oh, Alioski's got the same amount of goals. Don't count for shit. They're a totally different level of player. I thought Alioski was poor today. He was poor.
I'm thinking 2 out of 10. I thought it was just, I don't know, was it? I think if we're giving Davis a 3, I've probably got to give Alioski 1 lower. I think he was, I have to agree with that, to be fair. Yeah, I think if you go into the deep of it on Johnny Alioski, I think long term, is 28, 29 now? Is he going to be the player Leeds needs long term for where we need to be? Probably not. This season, I'm happy with him off the bench. He's not an option off the bench. I think the big thing was, do you remember that Millwall game that we were 2 down in and won 3-2? And Alioski was just absolutely... The first half was probably the worst half of football Alioski's played in a Leeds shirt. And then second half, Tash is spot on. We got a goal back. We started to play really well. And Alioski... It's like Roberto Carlos on the left wing in the second half. Swinging ball off the ball in the box. There was confidence there. There was energy. I was thinking, is this the same player?
Yeah, he thrives off everyone else, doesn't he?
That's it, Tash. He absolutely does. He's a confidence player, if ever there was one for me. And normally you associate that with forwards. You don't associate that with fullbacks, and that's a bit of a worry.
But if he's a confidence player, his confidence should be sky high because he's on the back of decent performances and goals.
I think it was Kieran who said he has one good game in 10 or whatever.
Yeah, look, I do love him.
I don't want a fullback who's giving me a 10 out of 10 one week and a 4 out of 10. I want a fullback like Stuart Dallas, 7 out of 10 every single week, consistently in position, does his job defensively, and just gives you solidity.
I think the thing is, everyone wants Alioski to do really well.
Yeah.
So they give excuses for him as well because of how funny he is off the pitch and whatnot, which isn't a bad thing. Obviously, back your players and stuff like that, but it's a player rating.
but and I'm not. Everyone's entitled to an opinion, but then when people are saying, but he's almost got the same amount of goals as one, I don't mean shit. Come on, he had a poor performance today. He was poor. We have to say what we see, and I think he was poor.
That to me is like saying that he's got 2 or 3 more goals than Robin Koch. He's a better defender than Robin Koch.
Exactly. Yeah, bang on the money.
We miss him, don't we? We do miss him. That's a completely different matter.
But we have to take into consideration, like someone's put here, he's not a fullback.
No, I know.
He's been playing out of.
But if you were to say now, though, if you were to ask a Leeds fan what's Alioski's role in the Leeds United side, they would say fullback.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? No, I get he's not a natural fullback, but you can look all over that pitch and say, that he's not. Jamie Shackleton's not a right back, but Bielsa's made him into a right back. Rodrigo's not a number 10. This is another reason people are saying on about Rodrigo. He's playing not in a position he knows not a lot about, in a different system. It's going to take a while. It's been nice to see Raphinha come in and just get it. But that's not going to happen all the time. But, I think...
Well, what if we're saying 2 out of 10?
I think 3. I feel harsh giving him a 2. I don't know why. It seems really low.
Well, Twitter's gone 3. Let's go for
I think 3, because I don't think there was that much difference between him and Leaf.
Yeah.
I was trying to think, Alioski, did Alioski come off at half-time?
No, he stayed on full 90.
I'm trying to think where Alioski was at that.
Left wing, I think. I don't know. He was fucking everywhere. Bielsa's head went in that second half, bro. They were everywhere.
I honestly got that chaotic in the second half. I couldn't tell who was on the pitch and who wasn't. I mean, I was having to go Zurich a minute ago. It was that the head's all over the place anyway. But when I didn't get it that second half. It was like whole Heckingbottom came in at half time or something. It was just all over the place. Let's move on. Let's move on to our next act. Anyway, so Pablo Hernandez. First, again, like Tash said, I think first half he was fine. I thought he's probably one of our brighter players in the first half, picking his passes, getting on the ball. But second half, did he complete a pass in the second half?
No, he was poor, mate. It was one of his worst performances for me that I've seen from Pablo Hernandez in a very, very long time. He can be given. Honestly, I thought the second half he was really bad, Oscar, and I feel bad saying it to you now because it's Pablo Hernandez. I do feel bad. But that second half, I thought he was woeful. I don't know what people else. Maybe this is the difference, though, innit? And I get it. Like, it'll be interesting to see what Pablo's scores are on Twitter and what people say in the chat, because we all love Pablo and we all love to hate Alioski. So we can quick to go Alioski garbage, right? Like I just did there. But I feel bad because I know what Pablo can do. But I just think
maybe because Pablo's standards are a lot higher.
Yeah, true. I think he was great today, man. Really bad, actually, I think, in that second half.
I'll start the ball rolling. Purely on the first half performance, I'll go a little bit higher at 4.
I was going to say 5.
5, really? I thought it was bad, man. Matt Jones, Joe, don't cry, say Pablo 5.
For number 10 against Crawley, against the League 2 team, to create nothing.
This is the thing, bro. We had one shot on target, didn't we? One shot on target. Come on. I think the frustrating thing, like, I know we keep saying that first half, but the first half was just like nowhere for either side. And I feel like it was just nothing really happened. It all happened in that second half. And if I'm going on second half performance, I thought it was garbage.
Came down to it, yeah.
When it came down to it, yeah. When it comes down to it, I think he was bad. But like you say, first half, someone said first half 7. I think even 7's a push. Second half 3. So on average 5. I'm happy to go with what you have said. No, because he was better than KP, and he was he as good as Shackleton? Yeah, nah, 4.
4.5.
Oh, we don't do 0.5s, Tash. We don't do
0.5. Lower, or higher or lower, higher or lower.
What
Twitter, surprisingly, normally very generous on Pablo. 4.
There you go.
41%. So.
I thought you was going to say they'd gone like 6 or 7s, and then I was going to say, this is what I'm saying.
Joy, right. Next player to look at, Costa.
Fucking hell.
What am I supposed to rate here? What was supposed
I don't know what that man does. I don't know what he does, bro.
All I remember Costa doing was appealing for a handball on the ball that hit the guy's chest. Just play the game, man. Play the game. You're 2-0 down. You just stood there in the centre circle like that. What's he doing? What is he doing? Just play the game, man. Play the game. Show some character. Show some mentality. Show something. Don't be moaning about handball. It just annoys me, man. It just annoys me so much, Helder Costa now.
See, Kieran said I forgot he was on the pitch in the second half, which I get. But me, right, as I'm doing the watch along, I cannot count how many times I went, Costa's got it on the right, and nothing's happened. You know what I mean? Like, that's all I remember from that second half. Costa? Costa?
Just saying it out loud and analysing it, yeah.
Yeah, like, it's like, Costa? Nah. I think he's woeful. I think Wolves have absolutely had our pants down, really, to be fair. Yeah, there is maybe that. He's sulking, or really maybe I'm being a bit too harsh because he did play a part in us getting promoted, and maybe if we don't bring him in, but I think 18 million or whatever it is will pay for him over 3 seasons. Yeah. They've definitely done well out of it. Look, there's a reason Wolves got rid of Barry Douglas and Helder Costa, and if you were to ask, we've already got rid of Barry. If you were to ask the majority of Leeds fans who's going to be next out after Tyler on loan, you're going probably Helder.
Yeah.
So Wolves were not daft.
I think his last season with Costa, I think he had split opinions in the fan base, and now I think it's all pretty much negative now.
Because he's shit.
He doesn't even work hard, does he?
Because of the people we've got in now as well.
Sorry, I feel bad for saying he's shit, but I do. But like you said, there's no fight. There's no fight. There's really nothing.
There's no anything. There's just nothing. There's just nothing. There's no. I don't want to sound like Roy Keane here, but there's no character. There's no determination. There's no fight. There's nothing. It's just, as you said, mate. He gets the ball, passes it back to the fullback, passes it to the midfield. Doesn't turn with the ball, take on his man like Raphinha. I don't know. I just see Raphinha and Costa in terms of mentality and fight and desire. 2 totally different ends of the scale, completely for me.
Yeah, and someone's just done it in the comments and I've lost it. We actually paid the same for Costa that we've paid for Raphinha. Look at the difference.
Yeah.
It's like chalk and cheese, man. Chalk and cheese. And there's that one as well. There's actually one where he gets put in, and he should have a goal on his left foot, but he doesn't. He tries to chip it over. I don't know. Maybe that's a lack of confidence, but look, he's not close to the lineup anyway, and he's even further back now. You know, you can't tell me Bielsa's looking at Costa and saying, yeah, he's close. That's why he gave him the 90, man. You know? And I think maybe, you know, Bielsa told us he had a lot of respect for the competition, etc. But it became, for me, it became like he was just trying players out. And maybe that's why Costa got the 90, because he isn't going to get time in the first team, and he wants to give him games. And, yeah, I don't know. I don't. It's just really, yeah, as you can tell, I'm lost for words a bit. I thought he was shit. That's it. 2.
I don't know. Can he even give it? I don't know. What can you give him a 2 on the basis of? I don't.
He's not. He wanted, because he touched the ball. He wasn't as bad as Kiko. Was he as bad as Kiko?
Yeah, we gave Kiko 1, so I think Costa 2.
Yeah, okay. 1.5.
No, we don't give him that.
His performance was that. His attitude is that bad. For
what's Twitter saying? What's Twitter saying? The barometer.
Good old Twitter mates. 59% have gone 2.
There you go then. Mickey Mouse says why 2. Mickey Mouse says why 2? Because he isn't Kiko Casilla. That's right.
Play both halves.
Yeah.
He's got nice hair. I don't know.
Great job.
Where does he go though? Where does Costa go from here now? As a Leeds United fan, where does he go if you were to answer honestly to another club? That's the truth. Because we're looking at bringing in, that's the frustrating thing, and someone said it on the stream, and I used it in my post-match. We have too many wingers at this club that flatter to deceive. Come on. And Poveda can be guilty of it as well. I know he's only a young lad, but this is the difference. Costa's not. Costa's experienced. You know? Costa's played at a decent level. And and Poveda offered more than him, you know? Yeah, no good. No good Costa, for me.
If he left Leeds on loan... Wolves, not Wolves, sorry, Norwich, Bournemouth, something like that, Championship. Is that the best?
You're not getting 80 million for him, though, are you?
No chance. He's going to one of those clubs on loan, and then it's probably going to be like half the fee.
That's him. We didn't. I don't know why you're saying why 8, mate. We didn't say 8. Why 8? Or do you think he should have got 8? I'm not sure. Big shout out for the super chat, though, Asim. Thank you.
That's a fair point. You know, top man Jack Spate. I mean, Costa, first 2 or 3 games against Liverpool, Fulham, Sheffield United, best he's ever played for us. That for me, that Fulham game.
Why did he score? Because he scored. Was he really that great?
I thought he was excellent the first 2 games. Against Liverpool, he did a good job on Andy Robertson. He got counter attacks really well. Sheffield United, you know, he played a decent little part in that game, but since Raphinha's turned up, it's just
Maybe
I'm being too harsh. He was good. He did score,
but it is like as soon as Raphinha turned up in the door, Costa has given up. It just I don't know. It might be harsh. It just feels like the desire's gone. Since that, he just seems a shadow of that player because he's a good player. I still think he's a good footballer. He's got a good technical ability about him. He's got a lot of ability, but there's no application. And that's why I'm more frustrated because I've seen, you know, we've seen against Fulham, we've seen against Liverpool, you know, certain games like that, certain games in last season, you know, remember that Cardiff game, you know, he absolutely, against Joe Bennett, he turned him inside and out. It was just ridiculous what he was doing, but because we know how good he can be.
Did we not all have complaints about Costa even in the Championship at times, though?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah. We did. You're up against League 2 opposition. You said it yourself, a centre-back playing left-back, I think you said, Oscar. He was just no good. And I think there is something in this because that chance that I speak about where he tried to square it, it's on his left foot. And if confidence is high, maybe he tries to bend it. But yeah, I don't know.
Put me in.
Put Tash in. Forget the kids, get Tash in. Yeah, 2. Are we saying 2? Yeah. Did we go for 2?
Yeah.
let's move on before we say anything too rash on Costa.
You might be watching.
To be honest, mate, I was kind of thinking about this. I don't care. You know, a lot of these players, they've not done anything for Leeds United. I don't really care.
Do you know what? Right, just change the topic. I had a dream the other night that I met the players, and Bamford wouldn't talk to me because I slagged him off on it. And then the rest of them had the arse on me. And then I said to Jack, "Oh my God, the team that we went up don't even like me." It was such a weird dream. Sorry, I had to say.
They probably don't, man, if ever they've seen it. Can you imagine? If you imagine you went up and said, "Can I have a picture?" And they went, "No, fuck off."
As soon as you call me a prick.
Yeah. Imagine, yeah, there you go.
I still don't care. I still I don't care if some of those players watch this. They're on 40 grand a week and they've done nothing for the club. You know, they cost us millions to buy. They've done nothing for the club. The attitude's awful. And I don't know, look at players like Luke Ayling, Patrick Bamford, Click, Phillips, etc. All these players have done so much for this club, and then they're kind of sharing a dressing room with players who just they're doing nothing. They're doing nothing, though, aren't they? You know what I mean? It's
Kieran's just mad because I stole all his friends.
Asim said, "I said why 8? I don't know what you mean. Do you think he should have got 8? I don't know what you mean, Asim.
We rated him lower than 8.
We said 2. We think Costa should got 2. Who's next?
Right, next up, Poveda.
He was bright. I think. Look, Poveda had the effort at goal. Was the opportunity for cutbacks? Yes. I think the the flip flap he did. I think we're as fans of football, we like that sort of stuff. So I think that's blinkering us as well, because he showed glimpses. Chris Kelly's got it right. He showed glimpses, but I don't think he was amazing. Some saying amazing. I don't think he was amazing, but he showed glimpses. Ash says he was amazing in the first half. I think we're all getting maybe blinkered a little bit by the old flip flap, the nutmeg. It was good. It was good, but I do think he was probably the best of a bad bunch today.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the end product though. I don't know. Did he create anything? Maybe I'm being some nice skill, some nice little dribbles and that lot, but I didn't see much end product, to be honest. No. I think Tash alluded to it before. Is it confidence? I don't know. He's still a young. There's clearly talent now, Poveda. You can clearly see battle. You can clearly see fight. You can clearly see who's hurting. And that was very different to Costa for me in terms of that mentality. And I think he'll still be a good player for us, Poveda, no doubt about it. But I didn't see. This is the kind of game where you want from Poveda to dominate it, get himself a goal, create a couple of chances, create some goals as well. This is the type of game where you want to see Poveda just run the game for me. In this kind of game against the League 2 opposition. I mean,
does anyone know? Do either of you two know who that is? Who he's talking about? That's a quiz.
WWE.
Yeah.
Yes.
Baron Corbin and Becky Lynch.
Baron Corbin
are Leicester City fans about a long time ago. I don't know. Yeah, WWE. I do like me WWE. I still don't know what you mean about the 8 though. But thank you, Asim. Thank you for the super chat, my man.
WWE watch along? Question mark.
Yeah. Next time WrestleMania's on, Next time WrestleMania's on, let's make it happen.
Imagine that. I just imagined you commentating on the WrestleMania.
I would love it, man. I would love it. Poveda then. Kieran all knows about Becky Lynch. Yeah, man. Becky Lynch, she's ginger as well, which is always good. Moving on anyway. Let's move it on quickly.
She wear Marvel pants as well.
Yeah, she's going out with Seth. Anyway, we're going out. We're going down to WWE.
We're going. I'll watch it in a window.
Yeah.
And I prefer Becky Lynch on the wing today than them. That much. Yeah. Right. Poveda, what are we saying then out of 10?
5.
5.
I think 5 as well. I think I just thought just average, wasn't it? Yeah, Twitter's gone 5.
Yeah.
Okay, the last starter to move on to came off at half time, and I thought was okay. I thought Rodrigo was okay. Made some nice little runs. Nothing too brilliant, but I just thought he was all right, Rodrigo. I don't really know why we took him off, to be honest. I'm thinking the same as Poveda, about a 5.
No, I don't think he was as good as Poveda, mate. I think you're being a bit generous. I don't know what he did.
As good as?
I don't think he was as good as Poveda, no.
I thought you were trying to say Poveda played well, the way you said it.
Sorry. No, sorry. I just mean, I don't think he was as... I don't. Anyway, I don't know what he did. But what did he do, bro? What did he do?
I thought he looked lively enough. You know, he was trying to move things around a bit. He's making a couple of runs, but it was just... I'm not saying he was anything other than poor. It's just...
Mickey Mill. I know we're referring to Twitter, and I know obviously Twitter isn't the barometer of everything. Believe me, we know that. Yeah, Twitter, whatever. But we put a poll out on Twitter. That's why we do it. So that's why we refer to that, because a lot of people do the poll. We're not saying that Twitter is the be all and end all. We at All Leeds TV, no, that isn't the case. Believe me. Anyway. But yeah, we're just referring to Twitter. I just wanted to clear that up because I know you've mentioned it a few times, my man. It's just because we put a poll out.
Just getting everyone involved.
Yeah, just getting everyone involved. That's all it is. I don't think he was as good as Poveda. Poveda wasn't great. That's just my personal opinion. So I would give him a 4, personally.
Tash, what are you saying?
Yeah, I don't like to score him low because it's him, isn't it? But I'm gonna have to say 4. Yeah.
See, I honestly didn't think he was as bad as some of them.
I'm happy to go with a 5. I'm happy.
We'll see what Twitter went with. I'm happy to go with 4. I'm not going to mark. We've lost the game. It's Spain's number 9. He's playing against players who are probably.
He did have a shot on target, bro. You know.
Yeah. I'd say 4 because, like you say, he's meant to stand out in these type of games, so he loses a point to that.
Yeah, he just didn't like Spain's number 9. To be fair, let's go 4. I mean, maybe the expectation levels. To be fair, Twitter has actually gone a 5. Not much in it, but I mean, I'm just going for 4.
Yeah.
Right, let's go on to the first of the subs to come on. 3 subs came on, of course. Ollie Casey, so he went to centre back. I mean, to be the second goal, he just gets done for pace. His positioning's not great. He doesn't read the danger. The fourth goal, well, what could have been the 4th goal, to be fair, he did redeem himself on that, but he did cause all the problem in the first place.
Mate, it was all over for the first as well. Both him and Calvin, he was involved.
Yeah, he didn't cover, did he, at all?
I don't think he was great, mate, and I'm questioning of what I've seen of him. No, I don't get it. I don't get it.
Said that, and I think it's a fair point. I've not seen a lot of the under-23. I've seen 2-3 games this season. That Charlie Creswell's been the far better of the two.
Yeah. So where was Creswell? That's what I was going to say. Where was Creswell?
Not even on the bench, was he?
No. So unless he's picked up a knock, I thought he was poor, man. And you need a bit of pace about you as well. And like you say, his positioning, it was clear to me after watching the first half. I know he didn't play in the first half, but the lad that scored, he was so pacey. He was fast, man. He had pace. And as soon as I think Nichols picked up the ball, I knew, because Casey's positioning was all off and he was through. And I don't want to criticise the young lads too much, but I don't think Casey is up to it, personally.
He needs a loan, doesn't he? He definitely needs a loan.
You're looking at who's the lad we sent to Brighton, to Bradford, who's now left. What's his name? Last season he left.
Paul O'Connor.
Paul O'Connor. This is what I'm saying. Paul O'Connor. You've got,
I quite liked the look of Paul O'Connor, back in the day. I thought I liked Paul O'Connor, but he just never really got the chance, did he? He looks more.
I don't think we'll see Ollie Casey starting in the Premier League for Leeds United, put it that way.
Certainly not short term.
No.
And I question long term, unless we judge it right and getting the loan move, probably League 1, League 2, probably League 2 at this moment in time.
But this is the thing, like, this is what we've got. This is what I'm saying about the level, right? Ryan Edmondson, he's not good enough. He's going to come back from Aberdeen. He's going League One, League Two. You're not going to see him at Leeds United.
He's only 18, to be fair. He's only 18, Ryan Edmondson.
You're not going to see him at Leeds United, bro. He's not even getting a game in Scotland. I remember last season people were saying he should be on the bench. He's not even getting a game at Aberdeen, bro. I personally do not think you will see him at Leeds United. Jordan Stevens is another one. Again, he used to come on. He's on loan now. I think he's been recalled from Swindon. He's going to go to Bradford City. Not going to see them. I don't even think you'll see Robbie Gotts, which is such a shame. No, Becky Lynch is a 10, bro. Becky Lynch is a 10. I don't know why. This is Leeds, bro. You're on the wrong one.
We'll have to do a WWE watch. Late night Raw or whatever. We'll have to just do a watch along of WWE now.
But I agree with Michael Zanetti. I think he should probably go out on loan. But they'll probably keep him in the. Thank you, Justin. They'll probably keep him in the under-23s and then loan him out next season. Maybe, I'm not sure, because we've seen it a few times. Like you say, how many times Gotts, Stevens, McCallum, all these players, they've now gone out on loan. Will they make the step up? I'm not sure. Are Leeds United looking to loan these players to then sell to recuperate some cash, like some Premier Leagues do? If you think about it in the summer, and I think we'll see it in January, Leeds United have spent a lot of money fleshing out the under-23s. Why have they done that? Because they don't think the quality is quite there. They've spent on Greenwood, they've spent on Geldart, they've spent on Drama, they brought in the kid from Ajax. I think they're looking to spend on the under-23s. It may be a thing they look at to say, let's bring in players and see if we can offload them for a higher price. I don't think you're going to see them all coming through. But yeah, that's for another thing. But I just look at Casey in the similar sort of bracket, and I see what he did today. And I'm sorry, I just don't think he'll make it. I know we've only seen him a few times, but when Oscar, you said it yourself, when we've seen Casey, you've not been, he's a good player. This we all know about Creswell. We've heard a lot about Creswell for a good few seasons. You know, not so much Casey in there. It's just my opinion.
What are you thinking rating wise? I'm thinking.
I thought he was. I feel bad rating him because he's a young lad, but he was bad, bro.
What do we give Alioski? 3.
2, wasn't it? He's a young lad, though, man. He's a young lad. I feel bad. I know this sounds. I have no bearing whatsoever.
He was playing alongside Leif Davis. So it was a really young centre-back partnership against 2 big lads. Well, that big lads. I keep forgetting his name now. Who was just causing absolute havoc in behind. And Nichols was playing like Dennis Bergkamp.
He was brilliant. I thought Nichols was brilliant. He was
insane, some of the passes he was picking out. And as soon as I heard, though, just as I was watching the game back, it said Tom Nichols has already scored against Chelsea and Liverpool in the FA Cup. I thought, here we go. But I don't know. 2, then 3? No, 3. I can't go 2. I don't think it was that bad.
Do you not? Was he culpable for a couple of the goals? Could it have been 4?
Yeah, but he redeemed himself on that 4th. I'm not saying that's different. What he did redeem himself. When ball got round Casilla, he didn't give up on it. He got the blocking to be fair to it. I think terrible mistake in the first place. We shouldn't have even been in that situation to start off with. But I don't know. I'll have to go for 2.
Yeah, I feel bad too. I do feel bad.
The same one.
Well, let's have a look at Twitter. One's a bit harsh, isn't it?
He was bad, bro.
Not on the power Casilla, surely.
You can't just give him that because he's young, because you're rating how other players were.
Well, Twitter's gone too. Right, let's move on to Jack Jenkins. I mean, what I will say about Jack Jenkins was, I don't know what position he was playing.
I don't think he knew.
It didn't look right at all. It just the midfield balance just looked horrifically awful. Martin made that substitution, and it's not just on Jack Jenkins. I think that's partly the team he set up. You know, the whole balance was wrong. You know, Crawley was he found it so easy to press Jenkins and that lot, and it just wasn't a great. It was not a great game for Jack Jenkins. I'd probably go one higher than Casey, a 3.
I'll give him the same as Casey, maybe. I'd
say 2, yeah.
I don't think he did. Again, another one we've heard a bit about, but it was a tough game for him to come into, and you've got to remember as well, like, I know we're giving them bad ratings because we can only see what we've seen, but they're coming into a game where it was such a change. The 3 subs at half-time, it was such a change, but Bielsa will have worked them during the week. They'd have known what they were coming on to do. But it was always a tough game for him, and I've noticed a lot as well with these Leeds players that come through. They're all small. They're all going to find it difficult, man. They're all going to find it difficult because say what you want, unless you've got amazing technical ability, you'll struggle. You'll struggle. And maybe it's a little bit too early for Jenkins yet. You know, I think with Casey, for me, I'm happy to say I'm not really sure, but Jack Jenkins, first time up in the first team in the FA Cup, so it's still a long way to go for young Jack.
Right, let's look at Twitter. Let's go to Twitter. 1 second. No, I've lost my ratings. I'm getting now. 1 second, guys. It just I'd be surprised if any higher than.
He's going to show his comments so he can stop spamming.
Twitter's gone 2 for Jenkins. Right, let's go on to Harrison. Why was he playing centre forwards?
He's played him there before, though, hasn't he? He's played him there before.
He does not. He's not a centre forward. I love Jack Harrison, but he's not a centre forward.
He's not, is he? He's not.
Is he a clinical finisher?
No, really. Definitely not. No,
has he got that turn, you know, where he can just turn a centre back, and that's not for me. It just doesn't. Yeah. You know, when a player just doesn't look right for a certain role. Jack Harrison's a winger.
He hasn't got the build for it or anything, has he, bro? Like he's he's not strong enough. And again, I don't know what he did when he came on, bro. Apart from ask for passes that were passed wayward to him. You know, I don't know. He did nothing.
The only thing you can say in his defence was he was playing horrifically out of position. And that's the only reason I'd probably go for
He's played there before, bro. And Bielsa, he's played there for New York Red Bulls, I believe. I think Bielsa's played him there before. So obviously Bielsa sees him there. I know he's not a number 9, and we believe him to not be a number 9. But Bielsa's played him there a few times. So obviously Bielsa thinks he can do a job there. What's strange, though, when you bring on Greenwood and then you don't switch them, you know? You still leave Greenwood in the 8, which he's been playing in the under-23s. You know, I've seen someone on Twitter and they make a good point. Maybe sometimes Bielsa's insistence on playing players in multiple positions is actually detrimental. Don't know what you guys think, but I just didn't understand when you've got Greenwood, who's a number 9, that's his position he's always played, and Jack Harrison, who's a left winger, and you put Greenwood in the cam role and then leave Jack. I don't know. It was a poor performance today from Leeds and Bielsa, let's be honest. No one's exempt from criticism. And, Harrison wasn't great, is he?
Just woeful. I mean, you always take to Twitter, see what Twitter's saying.
Yeah, it'll be poor.
Twitter has gone 2 or less for Jack Harrison.
Yeah.
Right, so
what we're saying 2.
2, yeah.
I think we've got to say 2 then.
Yeah.
Raphinha showed a bit of fight.
He did, man. He did. It's like we won a free kick and he ran all the way from the left-hand side to get it, as if to say, give me this ball. I'm going to do something, you know, and he kept having a go on. I'm a massive fan of Raphinha. He showed fight. He tried to get on the ball. Like you said, he's rushing people off the pitch. Shows that little bit of fight.
Though, isn't he, in that sense? He's got that bit of a nasty streak about it and just this flair and skill. And I absolutely love it. Honestly, I pay money just to watch him. Yeah. Just to watch him on the pitch. You know, in terms of he's such a pleasing player to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was the one substitution that did a little bit. No one else did they?
No.
Apart from Case, who gave away some goals.
What are you saying, Raphinha, Tash, out of 10?
5.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm happy to go with a 5. Yeah.
I don't think go any lower purely because he showed a little bit of character. He was probably the one player. If we were going to make some kind of historical comeback, it was probably going to have to come from Raphinha having an absolute masterclass. But Twitter's been a bit harsher. Twitter's gone
Hudson
for a
had a good game. Hudson did have a good game. What are you saying? Go on, sorry.
What, Callum Hudson-Odoi?
Oh, yeah. Hudson. I don't know.
Yeah, Twitter's gone 4, but I think 4's harsh.
Yeah, I'm happy with 5 personally.
I think 5. Right, so last player to rate, Sam Greenwood. Did Sam Green? Look, I like the look of Sam Greenwood, but did we touch the ball?
He just made a few naughty challenges, probably through frustration more than anything. He looked a little bit lost in there, mate.
Tough times come on, though, isn't it?
Yeah, of course it is. Yeah. And I think, I don't like everyone's entitled to their opinion, but Sam Greenwood is not ready for Premier League football. And people see it. Where's Greenwood? Where's Golda? He's not ready. He's not ready.
Loan.
Yeah, well, possibly, yeah. Or just, I do feel sorry for him because he did come on. He did put effort. He made a few challenges. He tried to get in the mixer, but it looked like he's playing out of position. I know he's been played out of position, and I know Bielsa's trying to blood him in another role, but he's a 9, isn't he? That's where he probably sees himself. That's where he's always played. I know Bielsa's trying to add facets to his game, but it didn't work. It didn't work for me. And Asim agrees and thinks he's a 10. Hudson. Yeah, nice one, mate. So, I don't know. Great girl. Look, 4. Am I being too generous because it's Greenwood?
I mean, there's nothing. Yeah, I don't know. He didn't do anything especially wrong to go any lower. I think the thing is, and it's rare for me to disagree with Chris Kelly. I think the only thing I'd say is that he came on at a tough time in the game.
Yeah, big time.
I mean, that for me from Bielsa is not great for Greenwood's confidence, bringing him on at that point. The time is not to bring him on then. You start him or you bring him on if the game's going well. Not when you're 2-0 down. Or was it 3 down? Were we 3 down when he came up?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
What kind of confidence is that for someone on the debut? I don't understand that. I mean, I'd be interested to see what the conversation is between Mark Jackson and Bielsa after the game in terms of the confidence levels of those lads afterwards. Must be absolutely must be on the floor in terms of confidence. Yeah. But look, they've got to take responsibility for their own performances, but they weren't given the easiest of conditions today in terms of to really show their true quality. And to be honest, mate, I think if you played that game again tomorrow, I think you'd see a much better performance. I don't think they're as bad as what that game suggested. I think today the occasion got to him. I think it's probably a learning experience for 1 or 2 players, but ultimately, as a Premier League club now, and that's what we've got to think like now, a Premier League club, a lot of these players need to just go out on loan just for the next 6 months, and then we can reassess it in the summer. Just see, what the plan is for him long term. To be fair,
it's just been confirmed that Ryan Edmondson's loan spell with the club has come to an end at Aberdeen, and he's going back to LUFC. I fully expect him to go out on loan to League 1, League 2. Wouldn't surprise me to see him rock up at Bradford. Just a bit of breaking news for you there, guys. Right. Shall we do Bielsa?
I don't know. I could be so harsh here, to be honest, because I just thought starting 11, okay. The starting 11 let down, to be honest, in the first half, but then the subs after the first lot of subs when we're 2 down.
Yeah.
3?
Yeah, I think for me, right, and here's a key point. Had Bielsa stuck with the same team, we'd have got in front in that game, for me. There was too much quality on the pitch. The 3 subs threw it massively in Crawley's favour. Massively. And then, once they were in front, the changes after that didn't do anything to rectify it. So, he's at fault for the game today, bro. Because I understand, right? This is what I've said in my post-match as well. I don't get my head around it. This is, if I'm a manager, right? If you're pre-making them substitutions, right, ahead of Brighton, and you're 0-0 at half-time, you make the decision to not make the substitutions, Oscar. Tash, you say, do you know what, guys? We're going to leave it till 60, 70 minutes. Let's see where we're at. There is no point playing a strong lineup if at 0-0, you're then going to change it. The whole point of playing that strong lineup...
It wasn't strong 0-0 either.
No, that's what I'm saying.
We weren't like completely dominating them and confident. It was just, man, like you say, it could have gone either way. And
it wasn't just one either. It was 3 subs, which is always going to throw something up, like 3.
Yeah. And
he could have gone, do you know what, Pascal, I'm going to put Jenkins on. Let's just leave Jenkins for a little bit, see how he gets on. Not making 3 at once.
Yeah.
If there was 3 experienced subs, then it would have made more sense. But 3 with 2 of them being...
Yeah, you could have arguably said Casey and Jenkins and leave Rodrigo on. Because Harrison didn't really offer... I just don't understand of starting someone like Rodrigo, for example, in the number 9 and giving it 45 minutes. It's 0-0. Right, okay, let's keep him on. You've got 7 days between... Well, 6 days between now and the next game. Give him 60 minutes.
Was
1-0 up, 2-0 up, then change it.
Costa off, Harrison on, Poveda on the right, Harrison, playing on the left, create a bit more space. Rodrigo, get a bit more service into Rodrigo. Create a bit more space for the midfield and that lot, and just go a bit more direct. Get Harrison and Rodrigo on the pitch. And I honestly think, or Raphinha, just one of those two. And I think it probably changes a bit of the game, to be fair. I agree with you, mate. I think the subs at 0-0, I thought, okay, it's not going to be easy, this, but I think we might just sneak this 1-0. Just sneak this 1-0. I did not see it developing the way it did. I didn't see us losing the game at 0-0.
I just 1-0 to you, Joe, didn't I?
Yeah. Well, I think this is what I mean. Like, people were hammering the performance, saying it's bad, and but I still thought we'd have won the game at 0-0 with that lineup. I was proper surprised. Like, someone put it in the chat. If you remember, Tash, someone put it on the chat, and I went, "Oh, I don't know about that." Like, but they'd actually seen it, and I was like, "Whoa!"
Yeah, you thought that they were just saying.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, mate, you're asking a little bit too much there, early doors. But it had actually been changed, and yeah, there's a lot. Like, I've seen leaders on the pitch, etc. Mick, but what do you want them to do? You made 3 changes at half time when the game's in the balance. You're always going to have a period of adjusting. And Crawley was in front during that time. Then it was 2, then it was 3, and then it's too late. And then Leeds United's heads go and they can't pass a ball 5 yards. We've seen it a few times. We've seen it against Man United. We've seen it against Tottenham. We then just forget how to pass the ball. Yeah. Really poor performance. One of his worst. I hate saying it, but really, really strange decisions.
Woeful. I can't believe the way that game was managed today. I don't know. It felt like a friendly almost. In terms of making those
pre-season, bro.
3 subs at half time.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a bit like that Hull. It was a lot like that Hull game, but the only difference was Crawley took their chances today. Hull didn't, to be fair. We could have lost that Hull game by a similar margin, to be fair. Yeah, how we got that game to extra time, I don't know, but
it's true though. I'm sorry, it is true. I don't get it. Stop it, Asim.
I don't actually believe I saw what I saw today.
Yeah.
I don't believe that we just completely lost control in that way. It's got to be, for me, not quite as bad as that Sutton one. It's got to be up there, the worst cup defeats. Yeah,
well, this is what I'm saying. It's not great. Yeah, we're Premier League now. Do you know what was quite funny? I don't know if you've seen it after the match finished, and they did an interview, and the kid who scored the first one got a bit upset It had been a tough year for him. I don't know why. And I was like, fair play, mate. It's a big win. The next guy came on and went, so would you like in the next round? And he went, oh, we'd love a big team, you know, like a big team at their place. And he went, but Leeds are a big team. And I thought, that's the ultimate diss. It's like, he don't even think we're a big side.
He's just done us in there. He's just done us in there.
Yeah, so...
But we didn't look like a big team today. You know, the subs were made. Look, our performance, we didn't like it. We didn't feel like we were a big team today at all, the way we performed. But it's just, you know what? In the Cups this season, you look at it and you think, realistically, we're not going to go down. We're not going to finish top 7 or 8. And you look at the top 6 or 7 in the Premier League, they're not taking that Cup seriously this season. There's so much fixture congestion all over the place this season in terms of teams. I think City, between now and the end of the season, are playing twice every single week till May.
Kieran will get that one. He loves humid.
Okay. Is that a band, is it?
Yeah.
See, this is why Matt here says the lad who scored the first goal was in the Spurs academy and nearly had his career ended after a horrible car crash. Very emotional stuff, seeing him tear up. Yeah, it was nice to see. This is what I'm saying. It was. I didn't know why, but yeah, he got teary up, which was nice to see. He scored a great goal for the first goal as well. Like, fair, do you know what? We've hammered our players, and rightly so. Yeah. Crawley were great. I thought Matthews was good. The lad Nichols, Powell. Defensively, they did really well. The keeper, you know, did everything you could have asked of him. The other lad who scored, it was hard to pronounce his name, and the one who scored the first. I thought they were decent and well worth it. And I hope Crawley go deep into the competition because we were just woeful. And Bielsa ballsed it up, as someone's just said there. Dav said Bielsa really ballsed it up. But let's move on now. We've got Brighton up next. Got to look forward to that. Get a win in that, and all's forgotten.
Well, I don't know, mate. I don't know, because if I look at that fourth and fifth round draw, and then you see some easy games, that'd be so disappointing. That would be so disappointing. You know, you look at it and you think, look, we'll see what the draw is, but I don't know. I just think we've really wasted an opportunity. This season of all seasons where I can't see a top 6 or 7 team actually winning the cup. I think it will be a Wolves, possibly trying to figure who else is left in it in that sense. You know, I can see it being something like a Wolves who wins the cup this year because they'll take it. They've got like the facilities to take it really seriously. That's a frustration for me. And I don't think Wolves are a good team, but I don't think the top 6 or top 7 are bothered about the FA Cup this season. Because when it comes to the end of the season, they'll have Premier League games, they'll have European games, etc., etc. I honestly don't think, other than maybe Arsenal, I can't see any of them taking it seriously enough. So I think it's a real missed opportunity to not only to go on a bit of a run. You know, we've not had a cup run for ages, and you know the season now is just all about finishing as high as we can. I don't know. I'm just so... Maybe after Brighton, I'll calm down a bit. I'm so... Just the attitude today. I tell you what, they're lucky. They are lucky there's no fans in the grounds. They are lucky today there was no fans in the grounds. Yeah. Massively lucky.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, I think we'll end it there. We've done an hour and a half. That shows. Normally these don't last nowhere near this long, but we've... Tasha's Leeds United Women Football Club. Big shout out. She does play up front. She's the number 1 striker for Leeds United, if you didn't know already. But yeah, keep it locked at All Leeds TV as per. We are back tomorrow night, Monday Night Football. We have James and the other lad's name escapes me on the show from America, from On the Stool, a YouTube channel. Some Americans that look at Premier League football. They had a Leeds fan on called James who really knows his stuff, would put us to shame. I've seen him speak. So we've asked for his 1 to 5. We're going to ask him about this season and just have a general chat on what their thoughts are about Leeds this season, in the first season back in the Premier League. So make sure you join us for that. Us 3 will be there. And yeah, have a nice evening. Anything to add, Tash or Oscar?
No, where do we get your shorts from?
Match of the day.
I don't know. These will be a present off the kids. I'll let you know. Love.
Avoid match of the day at all costs.
Yeah, avoid match of the day. Yeah, I'm gonna have a cigarette and go to bed. I think that'll be me done.
What did Bielsa say in the press conference?
They didn't do one due to the facilities and because of COVID and that. I think he did do some. Someone sent it me, to be fair, but to be honest, Tash, when stuff like that happens, I just go, nah, fuck that. I do my post match and then that's it. I don't want to know. I'll probably check it all. I'll probably check it all out tomorrow. Yeah. Anyway, peace out, folks. Have a nice evening, Kieran. I'm not showing you my hair, mate. That's why I've got a hat on. I'll see you in a bit.